what I'm going to be doing now is taking out my headlights. Now, this is actually quite simple to do. At least it was when these were brand new. Unfortunately, this is now 14 years old, and I'm fully expecting rounded, rusty, damaged bolts, and to probably have to replace things with different bolts or zip ties or whatever I can do to try and get round things that are broken. So the theory is simple. However, the actual reality is it's probably going to be a pain in the bum to actually get to work. So first thing I'm going to do is to take off the wheels, so I've got some space to work to get to the inner wheel arches. Alright, with the wheels off, so far so good, in that it's going to be easier than expected. There is one bolt there, and there would be one there. However, it's missing. And on the other side, the inner arch lining is damaged, so actually there's nothing to undo on that side. So let's see how well this goes. Well, that doesn't sound like it's doing a lot to sew. I think that's just a case of taking that out rather than actually unbolting it. Well, there's that bolt. That's why it wasn't going to come out. It was just completely seized, and the other end was, the captive bit was just spinning. So ended up just having to make a little slit in that and pull it out that way, and I'll have to make a new hole and attach it some other way. I'm thinking cable ties. They solve most things. So once you're at that stage anyway, the next bit is to pull out the inner wheel arch lining. And then you've got another 10mm bolt there. You see that? And you've also got a wiring harness bit there you just need to unclip. And that's just on the passenger side for that wiring harness. If you want a bit more space, by the way, there is another 10mm bolt there which holds on the inner wheel arch lining. So if you take that off, then you can remove it all completely out of the way, which is what I'm going to do, because otherwise you end up just grazing your knuckles on the plastic all the time while you're trying to undo the bolt. So once you've got those bolts out in the wheel arches, you've got 4 more bolts for the bumper. Got 1, 2 above one headlight, and the same again the other side. 1 and 2. So I'm just going to take those off now. With those bolts now out, it's a case of giving it some force from the side. Don't expect this to come easy. That was actually really easy compared to the one I did yesterday. Let's try this side. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but essentially the theory's there. Let's see what's stopping this. Yeah, it's just stuck in place, so I'm just going to need 2 hands to pull this off, and then the whole thing will slide down. Although I've just remembered I've got the bolts underneath it to do yet, so just show you those quickly before I go too far. So underneath you got bolts holding on the plastic guard at the front. So undo all these. There's 1, 2, 3. Looks like there's 4 of them all together, although I'm missing 2 by the looks of it, or they're at least not where they're meant to be. You don't need to undo these ones at the back because those can stay attached to the car. We're just going to unfasten the bumper from this. So I lied. There's actually, or there would be 6 bolts. I've got another one on this side. The other side is missing. The captive nuts, apart from this one, on the very edge of both sides, which has got a nut on the other side as well, on the top. Both 10mm. Unfortunately, I'm putting on a a 10mm spanner and it's just slipping off. It's just too rusty. I've put in a load of WD-40, but realistically I think I'm going to end up having to cut it out because it's just slipping. That's annoying. The other ones are coming out okay so far, so you might be more lucky than me and be able to get a spanner on and be able to actually spin them both. But good luck on that one. Alright, so I said about the 10mm bolt on here. So yeah. However, it looks like there's another one there, but on both sides of mine it was broken, so I'm not entirely sure if it's connected or not, but it looks like it should be. So just bear in mind there might be another 10mm bolt or nut to undo there. And then the whole bumper just pulls off. One thing I did miss, spotlight, that's all fog light wiring needs to be removed. It was only wired in on one side of mine anyway. It looks like the wiring's damaged on the other one, but it looks like it just clips off. It was pretty much already off anyway on mine, but your car's probably a better example. So when you're at this stage, the next thing to do is to remove the bolts underneath the headlights. So got one there and one there on both of them. And you can see there that's the wiring for the fog lights there, and you can, let's say on my other one it's just wires, so I'm gonna have to rewire those in at some point. So I was going to get on with removing these. So once you've removed the bolts, then you've got to remove the bulbs. Alright, with those bolts removed, it's now just a case of grabbing it and sliding it and just manoeuvring it out. It's a bit awkward trying to get it past things, but it is doable. There we go. And then all you need to do is unhook your wiring, which I can't do with one hand. So just get a screwdriver in there and undo it, and do the same for both sides. Also, I forgot to say, because on the X-Type you've got washer jets on for the headlights, so you need to remove the wiring for that, for the hose for that. So it's just a metal clip on the hose, and it comes off. There we go. It just comes off. There you go. Sorry, I forgot about that, because the beauty of this car is it's been so poorly maintained in the past that it wasn't even connected on the driver's side, and I'm not going to connect them on either side now because it's not something I use. And if you look at the bumper, I've riveted plates over where the holes were anyway, since it was missing the bumper caps. So there we go, all out, ready to put the new ones back in. Just to point out, by the way, that's not a massive oil leak, that's me spraying WD-40 on the bonnet release catch because it was sticking, and it's just dripped down onto that, so I'll tidy that up before it all goes back together. Don't want you to think it's all my poor maintenance that's getting it like this. There we go, all back together. By no means perfect, but at least it no longer has a smashed headlight. I took the opportunity to fix a couple of other bits while I had the bumper off. So thanks for watching, hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe, and maybe we'll show you more at some point.